Hello guys, this is Haitham Alsalman, your lovely career coach, and today we have an even lovelier career coach and the counselor and supporter and the founder of ImpressiveCV.com, Trisha Chapman, today with us in our show. Hello Trish, how are you?
Very well. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I know how busy you are, so thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's a great pleasure actually to have you around, Trish, and to the whole community of job seekers. How are you and how is the job market doing? This is the first thing we're going to ask or talk about, right?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, I'm going really well, honestly. On a personal front, keeping fit and healthy, always try to squeeze in a little bit of exercise, no matter how many calls and meetings and everything I've got. I think it's so important to keep your fitness and, health and mindset up. Yeah, and on the job market front, honestly, things are definitely opening up despite, we're still maybe not out of the woods, so to speak. There's still a little bit of, it's not clear as possible, but for sure there are definitely job posts becoming available within the UAE.
Yeah.
For my home country of Australia, I can't comment. Unfortunately, it's not the same. So Dubai is for sure the place to be for a job seeker at the moment.
Indeed, indeed, absolutely. I would totally agree with you that nevertheless, we see a lot of competition going here and everyone's trying to take their share of the market, right, to get the opportunity they're looking for. So let's talk a little bit about a point that we discussed earlier that's really impressive or interesting with these challenging times, which are hiring beyond the CV. Everyone's just focusing on their CV and probably they're closing their eyes from anything else except the CV. What is your perspective about hiring beyond the CV?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good question because these days, the talent pool is, quite significant in terms you've got people already in Dubai on a visit visa that is looking for work. You've already got people, expats that are currently in a position but are looking for a better opportunity. And then you've got those people in the likes of Europe, Canada, Pakistan, India, etc., trying to come here. So the talent pool is quite significant, which means that yes, it's fantastic. You definitely need an impressive CV. You definitely need an ATS compliant resume. But to be able to stand out from those hundreds, and unfortunately these days, I'm even seeing up to 1,000 plus applicants for one position, you need to think beyond the resume. So I think it's really important to be considering reading up on and embracing personal branding. And we can maybe cover that, in a moment. But having an optimized LinkedIn profile, what does that mean? Having something that's quite content rich, making sure that it's aesthetically appealing, making sure that it's in alignment with your CV. So many times I'm working with clients and their LinkedIn does not match their resume at all. And then obviously it doesn't put a good impression to the hiring manager, recruiter, the end users of the documents if there's no alignment.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to be making sure that, you're thinking beyond the resume, maybe even a video CV. So for example, in your emails, you could be posting a little YouTube link to a leadership pitch or some of your significant achievements that are too much for the resume.
True.
So I know I waffled on there, but it's so important to look just beyond a 2-page document these days. And of course, I would love to hear your insights. I know that you're also a very renowned job searching strategist.
True, true. Actually, no, I love this part. I mean, being a little bit creative or thinking a little bit outside the box. I mean, coming up with the CV videos, absolutely brilliant idea. But we have to be careful at some point. Apply this. I would really recommend that you come up with a video CV, a general description about what you do, what you did, and what you are going to add value to your future employer. But we have to be careful about rules like giving a good impression in that video CV. I've seen some guy who created a video CV sitting this way with, the suit was not really fitting him, like, hi, my name is blah, 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 and I would love to work with, I mean, come on, man, you're giving a good impression here. Like, be energetic, show me how excited you are, that you want to really add value in the market and you will love what you do, right? So these are the small things that sometimes we ignore. Like you just mentioned, the CV. Okay, cool. But what about the rest part of the personal branding, which of course we're going to talk about here. So we have to be careful about what kind of impression we are giving also to others on social media. Now,
Yeah.
Jumping to impressive CV or the impressive CV, since you are the founder of impressivecv.com. I will love your website and write straightforward and gives a lot of guidance and support here. I noticed that you have came up with a new stuff called the premium members area. Could you tell me a little bit about what is that?
Yeah, it would be my pleasure. I've just launched, and within about a week ago, actually, so it's quite new. So it's an impressive CV members area. It's dedicated for members. It's really fantastic. You can do a complete job search yourself. So you can type in, for example, marketing manager Dubai, and the output will give you all of the available jobs that are listed under the title of marketing manager. It also gives you specific jobs that have already been posted for medical device companies, sales, marketing, and senior leadership positions. So all in one area, you can have a job search yourself, or you can download jobs that have been posted within 3 weeks.
Perfect.
On top of this, just giving you a little pitch, but there's also lots of resources available. So templates, interview guides, tips and tricks, fact sheets, etc. And of course, a guide to living and working in the UAE. So it's kind of like your one-stop shop, a one platform to support all of those job seekers in the UAE.
That's brilliant. I mean, like, but this is a really interesting thing here. Now we have Trisha's database of open jobs that are especially they're selective for members who join you, and they would highly, of course, have a better chance of finding the jobs that they want out there and get ranked up to the post for that position. Am I right here?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. So you can log in. It's $1.50 per month for now, for a trial of 1 month. Then it will be $5 per month. But you can search any job that you would like listed within the UAE, and it will give you an immediate impact or result output for all valid jobs. So to be honest, I've been working quite hard in the background to put this together, to put all the software to work with my connections, and really help job seekers, rather than having to go on Google, go on 𝗂𝘁𝗏, go on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and then search all different platforms. It literally is a one-stop shop. So yeah, please feel free to check it out. It's super amazing. So I'm really proud and happy.
It's amazing. I mean, the amount of time I'm saving to reach out jobs with that selected jobs that at least I'm sure these are not fake jobs like what we see online. Most of the jobs probably, unfortunately, according to a study I've read about, more than 90% of jobs online are fake. And now we have a place we are sure that these jobs are selected by Trisha's partners. How brilliant is that? And for $5, I don't believe this is a big number that we can put to save us a lot of time. I mean, it's a monthly basis payment, right?
That's correct. And yeah, you can cancel at any stage. There's no obligation. It's here for you, all of the resources. And of course, you would be having access to my WhatsApp and to my support. So yeah, really hoping, it takes off, and happy to support all of the job seekers out there. It's sort of
Brilliant.
step above.
Brilliant. That's a brilliant approach. I really like that idea, actually. I might think about it, but I don't want to think about it anymore because now I have someone who already implemented it. I would definitely suggest and recommend my clients, my partners, and my followers to check that out. Impressivecv.com, guys. Go to the section that mentions premium members area. That's the name, right? Cool. Okay, so Trish, we know that applying using a CV is not enough. Having the CV itself is definitely great, but is not enough. So what do you think would be other advanced strategies to job applicants to find proper jobs in Dubai, in UAE, and wherever, right? It could be anywhere. All strategies would apply and work everywhere these days.
Yeah, I think your network is your biggest asset. So, you really need to make sure that you are connecting with the right people within the right organizations, and building your network to be able to get internal referrals. So don't specifically rely on just connecting with the HR manager or the HR coordinator, etc. Connect and have meaningful discussions, appear regularly on LinkedIn, or even live face-to-face events if you feel comfortable in attending such. But quite a lot of times companies have internal referral processes or policies whereby employees will get an incentive if they refer a successful candidate, which ultimately reduces the business unit's HR costs. So sometimes connecting and forming a relationship or a rapport with someone outside of the HR sector can actually work in your favor, because over time that person may remember you for a job that is posted internally, and then you are called upon to share their CV on their behalf. So I think your network is your net worth. Definitely I would invest time in creating and building relationships. I know it's time consuming, you know, you don't want to be on LinkedIn 24/7, but really investing a little bit of your time each day or each week into connecting with the right people is so important. I also think, and I definitely touch on this on a couple of my master classes that I run, but having business cases or creating a SWOT analysis or a gap analysis for the company that you're targeting. It can be a little bit tricky, and I understand it's not something that comes naturally, but if you specifically work out company gaps, you know, you can have a look at their strategy, their 2025, 2030, 2050 strategy that they quite often have on their website. They may even produce their financial statements. Quite often bigger companies release these. You can work backwards. So how can you benefit companies now to be able to reach their goal in 2025 and beyond? And I think putting together a simple PowerPoint presentation or a 2-page business case as to why you could be hired proactively shows that you're interested and that you're more than capable of being hired.
It's absolutely brilliant that we have to think proactively that way, come up to apply, reach out to hiring managers as solution providers rather than just job applicants. This is what companies want. This is what hiring managers really want. I want someone who can solve my problems. And what you just proposed, Trish, here is that do that. Come up, just read a little bit, show your interest, show to your company that really this guy has added some effort, or put some effort somehow to work with us. Definitely, I believe they would appreciate that. Try to, by connecting or by networking, as you mentioned earlier, network with people working there. Probably some of them would be someone working in the same department or the hiring manager himself. Try to understand what challenges that they are going through, what are their visions, what they're planning to do. You can gather some information like these on the website and come up with a proper pitch, like 2 slides on what you are proposing as a solution. I remember a lady who was into marketing, and that was her strategy to get jobs. She would go there, check out their websites and see whatever digital marketing lacking, whatever kind of like gaps these companies have in digital marketing. And when she has an interview or she had a meeting with them, she would come up with a proposition like, check out these guys. These are your gaps. And this is what I'm proposing to solve these problems and add value to them. That's absolutely brilliant. I really support this way of thinking, Trish. Be a little bit proactive. I know this one of the things is that not to exhaust yourself when it comes to apply the job, rather than thinking a little bit smarter, like what you have just proposed right now. Give yourself some time to apply and some time to be a little bit proactive to selective jobs. That's really brilliant. What would be your last thoughts on these topics or whatever we have discussed today?
I think it's important to be targeted and focused. So quite often job seekers, you know, they hit apply to 30, 40 positions daily, maybe even weekly and beyond. I think it's really important that, you know, you target your top 5, 6, maybe 10 companies or titles that you're really interested in and be focused. Yep. So it does take time in tailoring your CV. And I always pitch this, you know, tailor your resume to each and every application. Now, I understand it's time consuming because you have to read the job description, pull the keywords out, really sort of dig between the lines to find out what are they actually looking for. So if you're not doing this and you're using the one resume to be applying for every single job, and you're only connecting with the HR manager and saying, "Hi, ma'am," and then waiting for their response, you're really going to struggle. It's going to take you a lot longer than expected. So be focused and really put in the time and effort for those 5 to 10 applications or companies that you're targeting, and really be specific. And again, I know I just mentioned it, but when you are connecting with people, be professional, polite. Don't just say, "Hi, ma'am," and wait for a response, or "Hi, ma'am, I need a job." You know, create a relationship or a rapport before you get to where you want the conversation to be. So, you know, go onto their posts and find what have they been posting about, what event did they attend, and at least say, oh, I noticed that you wrote a great article last week, or you attended an event at XYZ. How did it go?
Yeah.
So engage in a conversation.
Yep. Make it a little bit personal, right? Make it personal. Make it human. We forgetting the human touch when it comes to networking, connecting. Many people think that connecting or networking, just clicking that connect button and done, I have it in my network. No, we have to treat these people as humans and build a relationship, a trustful relationship, so that they will be really open to help us maybe later at some point. Building a network is about giving and taking, right? Just building a win-win kind of beneficiary relationship here, that I'm going to add value to them so that they might be able to add value to me if they can. Trish, this was an amazing interview with you, to be honest. You shared brilliant thoughts right now that many job seekers need to hear at these challenging times, especially we're still, I can't say we are post-COVID, we are still there. The pandemic is still going around, and these circumstances are quite challenging to everyone. We have to think outside the box a little bit, understand the right strategies, how to do it in the right way rather than just randomly. Guys, please go check out Trisha Chapman. Check out her profile on LinkedIn. I would really recommend. She has absolutely brilliant and wonderful content she shares on a daily basis to help you guys. We are doing our best here to help you and to get what you want. Go to impressivecv.com also, and I would really recommend that you join her premium membership for just a few bucks. That might change your entire life. And Haitham Salman, of course, was here. Your guys, check me out on LinkedIn, and check out Trisha Chapman. If you have any thoughts, please write these down. We want to hear your opinions. Trisha and I are so happy to respond to your thoughts, your questions, your challenges. DM us, connect with us, send us a personal note saying that I would love to connect with you. We are so happy to have you in our network and share our thoughts. Until then, guys, thank you very much. Trisha Chapman and Haitham have been with you. See you later all. Bye-bye.